Mama just killed a man, put a gun against his head, pulled my trigger, now he's dead. Goodbye, everybody, I've got to go, gotta leave you all behind and face the truth. Mama, I don't wanna die, I sometimes wish I'd never been born at all. I see a little silhouette of a man. Scaramouche, when you do the fun, done go. Thunderbolt and lightning, very, very frightening me. Galileo, Magnifico. I'm just a poor boy, nobody loves me.
He's just a poor boy from a poor family, sparing his life from his monstrosity.
Easy come, easy go, will you let me go? Build a wall, no, we will not let you go. Build a wall, we will not let you go. Build a wall, we will not let you go. Let me go, will not let you go. Let me go, will not let you go. Let me go. No. Mamma mia, mamma mia, mamma mia, let me go. Beelzebub has the devil put aside for me, for me, for me. So you think you can stop me and save my life? So you think you can love me and leave me to die? Oh, baby, can't do this to me, baby. Just gotta get out, just gotta get right out here.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to CobraCast 199. I am your host, Jeremy Prime, Mage IDOT of the 199, and I'm happy to see all of you here on a Friday night CobraCast. That's right. I've been on how many streams now? 2-3 streams already today. And we're continuing to talk about all the things going on in the world today. And today's been a pretty bad day for Prime Minister, scratch that, Governor of Canada, Justin Trudeau, one day after he was crying on camera like the little girl that he is. Now it's getting even worse for Canada. And Justin Trudeau has said that this is his final public appearance as Canada's governor. So we'll see what happens. But hope everybody's doing well tonight. So yes, Governor Trudeau, that's how we have to refer to him as. Also, I saw there was I don't know, man, there was some weird, what's his name? James Carville. He was on with Piers Morgan, and he made some ridiculous statements about President Trump. So I'm interested to get into that and see what that's all about, because I have not seen that in its entirety. We got Chad Layton for a $10 super chat. And of course, he is giving his tithe to the Church of Cobra 199. Happy Friday. Praise be to the God Emperor Trump. Hail to you, Chad Layton. Thank you, brother. Jeremy is gay for $1. And we're already started. Look at that. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. It's Kind of Magic says, where's the gifties at? I heard a rumor that if you ask for gifties, you shall receive them in the snake pit. That's the rumor I heard. Can't confirm it, but we'll see how it goes. So if you ask for gifties enough, eventually they will be blessed upon you, from what I hear. Philip Johnson is asking for them as well. So I guess we'll just have to see how it goes tonight. But It's Kind of Magic has been asking since November. Is your account, like, because you're here all the time, is your account enabled to get them? Because it's weird that you haven't gotten any if you've been asking since November, because a lot of gifties get thrown around out here. A lot. Let's see. YouTube doesn't like you. Just keep playing the game, and I'm sure it'll happen. I'm sure it'll happen. Now, today we got this report right here that Donald Trump Jr. Look at there. Mola Ram just dropped 5 gifted memberships. Chad Layton drops 10 gifted memberships. Look at that. The gifties are flying. But this story started to make the rounds that Donald Trump Jr., Don Jr. is looking to run for president in 2028. This was a story that was going around, that was getting some traction. And, Dark Schwartz Rising, thank you for the 5 gifties as well. When I saw this, I immediately knew that there was like something up about this. It was like, I'm not buying that story. I'm not buying that story at all. There has to be more to that. Well, there certainly was. There certainly was. And of course, Don Jr. says right here, LOL, a lot of fake stories have been written about me over the years, but this might be the most obviously fake one yet. And he congrats the clown that wrote it for embarrassing themselves. You guys got played, and now all of your friends in the press are mocking you behind your back. Right here, Don Jr. says, again, the whole thing is ridiculous. First of all, they're trying to create division within the Trump administration. That's all they're trying to do. But one thing in particular, and let me see if I can find it really quickly. I've got to go back to my bookmarks here, because there's really only one way to respond to the mainstream media. There's only one way to respond to them. You don't give them any credit whatsoever. Okay. You don't. So all you can really say is go fuck yourself. And that is what he said, essentially. I got to find it right now. But he has no respect for the mainstream media, and no one else does either. The mainstream media is full of garbage people. But this is all meant to create some type of division within the Trump administration. And it didn't fly very quickly at all. And they shot that down very quickly. I can't find that one tweet that I was talking about. But then we had another report. That that there was issues between Elon Musk and Marco Rubio, and Donald Trump directly answered that one today. So this is their game right now. And this is where you can tell that things are getting really, really bad for the mainstream media, because when they're playing these types of games, you know that they truly have no impact whatsoever. So all they're doing is making up lies and spinning narratives left and right to try to see if something or anything sticks. Okay. And this is the best thing ever, is to watch this all play out. So right here is the article. Oh, we got Brock with 20 gifted memberships. Maito with 5 gifted memberships. Let's freaking go. That's right. Lance Finn says it's Jeremy's birthday tomorrow. It is. I will be 58 tomorrow. 58 years old. Lance Finn with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, Lance. You guys are crazy. I appreciate it. Insane support we have here. So right here, look at this report right here. It says Rubio and Musk have a mini argument during a cabinet meeting. You have fired nobody, Mr. Musk told Rubio, and then scornfully added that perhaps the only person he had fired was a staff member from his Department of Government Efficiency. Mr. Musk was not being truthful, Mr. Rubio said. What about the more than 1,500 State Department officials who took early retirement and buyouts? Didn't they count as layoffs, he asked sarcastically, whether Mr. Musk wanted to rehire all those people just so he could make a show of firing them again. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, this is from the New York Times claiming that Marco Rubio and Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Elon Musk had a big fight, and Donald Trump was asked directly about it. Here we go.
No clash. I was there. You're just a troublemaker. And you're not supposed to be asking that question because we're talking about the World Cup. Elon gets along great with Marco, and they're both doing a fantastic job. There is no clash.
Mr. President,
Who are you with? Who are you with? Oh, no wonder. That's enough. NBC.
Who has more authority, Elon Musk or the president?
Any other questions?
Dude, I love how Trump handles these clowns one more time.
Clash was mentioned between Secretary Rubio and Secretary.
No clash. I was there. You're just a troublemaker. And you're not supposed to be asking that question because we're talking about the World Cup. Elon gets along great with Marco, and they're both doing a fantastic job. There is no clash.
Mr. President,
Who are you with? Who are you with?
NBC.
Oh, no wonder. That's enough.
Who
NBC.
has more authority, Elon Musk or the president?
Any other questions?
He just ignores the rest of it. But again, so this is the game they're at now. Everything else that they've done has failed. So now they're at the point where they're trying to invent fake stories so that they can spin a narrative and try to create that, tension within the Trump administration. And Trump's not going to let this happen. And of course, we've heard a lot of that already. They tried to drive a wedge in between Donald Trump and Elon Musk, and that clearly fell flat on its face. And they've essentially moved away from that narrative. And now I guess they're trying to create division with, members of the Trump administration and Elon Musk. It's pathetic. It really is. Lapco92 with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, Lapco92. And again, Brock for those 20, Lance Finn, Maito, Dark Schwartz Rising, Chad Layton, Mola Ram. Guys are awesome. Lots of support tonight. They're trying It's Kind of Magic. Brock says, YouTube won't let me buy 50. Says, I already own this item. Yeah, that's so weird because that's happened to me a few times. When I would try to do gifted memberships on like people's channel, it wouldn't allow me, or sometimes it would lock me out of doing the super chat, it would lock me out of doing a super chat. I don't know if anybody else has had that problem before, but I have seen that happen a few times where it wouldn't let me super chat or gift memberships because it says I already own this item. If anybody else has had that issue, let us know in the chat. But yeah, it drives me crazy when they do that. But since Brock can't send the other 30, I'll do it. Okay, here we go. Let me pull my stream up if it'll let me. Since Brock can't do it, I got you covered, Brock. Let's see here. Will it let me? So I'm gonna drop the other. Let's see here. Membership gifting. Well, I'll do. You know what? Fuck it. I'll just do the whole 50. We'll just do the whole 50. Here we go. There you go. And Brock just dropped 50 gifted memberships. There we go. Swig of water for Brock and the 50 gifted memberships. There you go. Hail Brock. F5 in the chat for Brock. There you go, brother. Pirate of Las Vegas says he gonna cry in the car. I'm not your buddy, guy. Says, have you seen the videos coming out of Syria? I have not. I haven't seen anything about Syria. Emo Itaku says Trump, Vance, and Elon are the new NWO for life, baby. For life. Curtis D of Montana says, Hail 199. Did you hear that it was the, I don't know how to pronounce that killed Gene Hackman's wife? Yeah, some type of virus. I don't know what type of virus that is. But he said it was natural causes due to this virus she already had, from what I understand. Zinni Biscuit says, what happens when the Pope goes to the bathroom? Holy crap. Vault 95 says, Tim is for normies. CobraCast is for advanced politics. You're damn right. Highly, highly advanced politics here on CobraCast 199. Highly advanced. Mellow Fungus is genuine question. Do you think Trump pushing tariffs back constantly makes him look inconsistent? I'm not sure why he just doesn't commit 100%. No, I mean, it is 100% a tactical move. Trump is using tariffs to get what he wants. That's it. Okay. That's what he is. He's using that to get what he wants. And so it's a negotiation tool for him. Molar says, I was going to get to 100 memberships, but it wouldn't let me. What? You were going to drop 100 gifted memberships? Let's you do 50 at a time. Brock! Holy shit. Brock just dropped $375. Holy shit, Brock. Brock! F5 in the chat for Brock. Holy crap. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you get Sydney Sweeney jiggle physics, all right? That's how you do it, right there. That ain't cheap at all. Jeez. GJJ, welcome to the snake pit. Here we go, right here.
Should I do it?
Do not come.
Come on, baby. Come on. I'm gonna do it.
Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Beautiful white paint. It's coming down at 10,000 miles an hour. It's coming down at levels of speed that nobody ever even conceived of. Where it's rough, but it's coming, and now it's turned around. It turns around, and it's coming, and it's gonna. I said, oh, because you see at that bottom, this section right here, that sucker's. Oh. Should I do it?
And thank you, Brock. Appreciate it. People are asking what the F5 for. That's because that's Brock Lesnar's finishing move in wrestling, the F5. So Brock gets the F5 whenever he drops those bombs. GJJ for 20 gifted memberships as well. Holy crap. It's kind of magic. Have you gotten one? I'm wondering if you have a branded account, because if you have a branded account, it doesn't let you. Except gifted memberships. Thank you, GJJ. Vader Mike says, super chatting because I got one of those gifted subs. Hail the 199. Congratulations, brother. NDI says, Jeremy looking fine tonight. Take him off. NDI. Bro. We can do all the gay jokes and all that, but that is taking it a step too far, bro. Okay? That's taking it. You took it too far. Now I'm uncomfortable. Everybody in the chat's uncomfortable. We're all laughing. Hi, Jeremy's gay. Hey. Now you took it too far. You took it too far.
I am not gay. I have relationships with women and sex with men.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
I forgot that was the Obama one that we memed. I forgot it was the Obama one. Oh, man. Well, that's pretty accurate, though. That's pretty accurate. Thank you, GJJ. Appreciate it, brother. Vice says, it's true. The fight actually happened after the argument occurred. Rubio brought out a table and slammed Musk through it. The crowd shouted his name, and Rubio used his strength to rip his blouse. I mean, to be fair, if there's anybody in the administration I would believe that would get in an argument with Elon, it would be Rubio, not because I think Rubio has balls, because I think Rubio is the most rhino, I would say, of all of the top people in the Trump administration, Rubio is definitely the one that has the most rhino tendencies for sure. I don't like Rubio, but I do like the job that Rubio has done as Secretary of State under President Trump. What is this? I just I see this video on my feed all of a sudden. What is this? Here we go.
President Musk, if my doggone check don't be in my account next month, you're going to need more than Homeland Security. In fact, going on 5 now, you don't need Homeland Security. You're going to need Jesus. It's 5 things you're going to need. JESUS and all the angels. Let my check be a day late or $1 short. I don't want to hear it. You better hire everybody back you fired, get them people back to working to get my check in my account next month. I don't want to hear it. I do not want to hear it. And everybody who's supposed to get a check, they better get it. And it better not be late. Because if you think they scaled the walls of Washington on January 6th, you're going to see me scaling the walls. Right? That letter don't be there in April. Let my check don't be there. I'll be scaling the walls. You need to deport yourself and don't go back to South Africa because that ain't safe for you right now. That ain't safe for you. You gotta find somewhere on Mars or somewhere to go. Let them checks be late. And they better not be late now another month. I don't want to hear no talk about the SSS, the SSI check. I don't want to hear no talk about it. You put everything back the way it's supposed to be and get your tail from up there in Washington and take Wig with you. I mean that with all my heart. You better call on Jesus.
Everything I want to say right now will get me banned. So I'm not going to say anything. We're just going to move on. Okay? We're just going to move on because if anything I say, I'm just going to get me banned. So we'll just move on from that one. So we'll just move on. Oh man. I mean, I tend to only use that type of language when I'm driving or playing video games. So anyway, we'll just move on. AOE2 Freaks says, hail Jeremy and chat Friday energy. Hell yes. Let's see. Darth Helix says, when's the CobraCast speed dating happening? You fig. I mean, again, if I can make it happen, if I can make it happen, I'm willing to try it. If there's enough demand for it, we'll see. Tide Runner Dak says, I agree with NDI. Take them off, Jeremy. Stop it. I am not here to be easy on the eyes for you. Okay? This is a very highly respectable political show where we talk about the daily topics and things that are impacting the world. I am not a piece of meat. Okay? I am a respectable commentator with a very, very, very high education, and I will not be treated like a piece of meat. Okay? That's not what I'm here for. I have a lot to offer other than my beautiful looks, and I would appreciate if you would see me for what's inside and not what's on the outside. Okay? I have been objectified my whole life. Okay? And I am tired of it. I just want to be heard. I just want to be taken seriously. Okay? Matthew says, I smell 4th generation welfare. Oh, God. In all seriousness, like, what's funny is like, and here, let me explain to women how men's minds work. The PG version, trust me. But here's how men's minds works. Because women all day, okay? Women roll their eyes at compliments. Men will remember that one compliment. This is like a meme that I read, and it's so true. Men will remember that one compliment that a woman gave them that wasn't their mom for like the rest of their life. So when we need to feel better about ourselves, we're like, 8 years ago, that random woman called me handsome. I'm pretty much a handsome guy. We hold on to these small little compliments because we don't get them very often. So when we do, man, we hold on to that shit for the rest of our life. Especially like when we need confidence. You're like, you remember that one lady called me handsome and she wasn't my mom. So women are just like, another person complimenting me, telling me I'm pretty. Us dudes are like, we'll hold on to that compliment forever because we don't get very many. Eric Heffelfinger says, SS lady looks like she needs a gym membership, not welfare. I agree completely. Let's see. Josh L says, I appreciate the increased frequency in CobraCast, Fig. Hey, thank you. I'm glad. Listen, if people show up, it makes me feel good that so many people want more CobraCast. So I do appreciate that you guys are always kind of plugged in on what we're doing. So I do thank you for that, sincerely. Let's talk a little bit about Canada really quick, because Canada's had a really bad day and it's only going to get worse. Now, if you remember yesterday, Governor Trudeau, this was Governor Trudeau right here.
On a personal level, I've made sure that every single day in this office, I put Canadians first, that I have people's backs. And that's why I'm here to tell you all that we got you. Even in the very last days of this government, we will not let Canadians down today and long into the future.
You've let them down for well over a decade there, buddy. So that was yesterday. And then we got this one right here where good riddance. The governor of Canada, Justin Trudeau, says this is his last public event as prime minister right here. Here we go.
It's a touching moment for me. This will be my last public event as prime minister. So or one of my it's my last one till Sunday night anyway. So it is a big moment for me to be home here in Montreal, able to do this. It's touching.
So apparently, according to him, it's his last public event. Then we get this news that China hits Canada with 100% tariffs on certain goods. I'm not sure specifically what it is. The trade war continues, but this time Canada takes the hit. China is reportedly slapping 100% tariffs on select Canadian goods, escalating tensions yet again. All you had to do was work with President Trump, and now you are fucked. This is going to get much, much worse for Canada. On top of that, there was right here. Trump says that Canada is tariffing the U.S. to up to nearly 300% on butter. Canada is cheating the United States farmers. In 2024, Canada retained tariffs on various U.S. goods, and milk up to 243%, butter up to 298%, and cheese up to 245%. That is from President Trump right there. I don't know if, what does Justin Trudeau hope to get out of this? I truly don't know, and I truly don't understand. But then you have the Pierre guy he continues to run his mouth and make things even worse for Canada. This guy, since I don't fully understand Canadian politics, I guess he could be playing to the voters so that he can get elected. I guess this happens in October, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't know exactly what the play is to try and appear tough to President Trump. President Trump is not going to buy into any of that. He's not going to fall for any of that. You're dealing with the master. Donald Trump is the master. He has the art of the deal. He's the greatest negotiator in the world. And none of this is going to work for him. Let me see if I can find this one. Looking for it now. There was a video of him basically. I thought I bookmarked it. Sometimes when I bookmark stuff, it gets deleted because somebody removes the post or whatever. So I can't find it now. But yeah, he was basically saying that Trudeau wasn't being strong enough on with President Trump on the tariff situation. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You're absolutely insane if you think this is going to work. It's not going to work. It's only going to make things worse. And then you have all of these clowns, these Canadian politicians saying all of these negative things about President Trump. Trump hears all of that. He takes all of that into account with everything he's doing. This is the art of the deal. This is the greatest deal maker. And he's not going to fuck around with you losers. So keep running your mouth and keep watching the United States of America win and win bigly. My prediction is that Canada will become a United States territory. I do think that President Trump is serious about it becoming a state. I don't know how that would work. Maybe Trump has some grand plan that I don't understand. But if you just look at it, bringing Canada, the entire country of Canada, into a state is essentially just adding another California to the American political electoral system. Like, I think that's a horrible idea. And the Republicans would never win a popular vote again. Now, if you start breaking Canada up into different states, then yeah, like maybe that makes a little more sense. But Canada as one state, I personally do not see any scenario where that is a good idea. Now, Canadians, if we have Canadians in the chat, is Canada, like, from what I understand, even a conservative in Canada is still, by the American standards, would be considered left-wing, generally speaking. Am I right about that? Even conservatives in Canada would still be left-wing Democrats in America. And so I just, like, there's nothing that makes sense about it becoming a state. Now, I know Alberta is what is described as like the Texas of Canada, from what I understand, but that's just one area. So this thing could get really, really messy. By the way, the JD Vance memes are continuing. Here is JD Prime right here. So again, the JD Vance memes are continuing to be out of control, and the internet's just going crazy with them. So make of that what you will. Good Lord. They're everywhere. Now, there was, see where I gotta go right here. Okay, so we had an update from Kristi Noem. I'm sure most of you are fans of Kristi Noem. If you don't know, Kristi Noem has a great personality. And we're going to listen in on this update right here. Trump administration just continuing to crush it. If YouTube will play. And apparently YouTube's not going to play.
Security Secretary Kristi Noem says that they have identified the leakers who exposed the locations of upcoming immigrations and custom enforcement raids. This is a big deal. And our Bill Malugin has got the details. Bill.
Yeah, John, good afternoon to you. Just a short time ago, DHS officials confirmed to Fox News they say they have identified 2 people within DHS who they say they have caught leaking information about ICE operations to different targets and then put those operations in jeopardy. We got a video from DHS Secretary Kristi Noem herself making this announcement, was just sent over to us. Take a look.
Everyone, I wanted to give you a quick update. We have identified 2 leakers of information here at the Department of Homeland Security who have been telling individuals about our operations and putting law enforcement lives in jeopardy. We plan to prosecute these 2 individuals and hold them accountable for what they've done. And we're going to continue to do all that we can to keep America safe.
The fact that we have the administration addressing these things directly, it's all about setting a tone and a standard. Once you set that standard and that tone, you are going to cut back on a lot of different things. And that's what's happening right now. So I'm so happy to hear this.
And a DHS spokesperson also sent us the following statement on record, which says, quote, "We are preparing to refer these perpetrators to the DOJ for felony prosecutions. These individuals face up to 10 years in federal prison. We will find and root out all leakers. They will face prison time, and we will get justice for the American people." Now, to that point, we do want to point out that this is just a referral. It is ultimately going to be up to the Department of Justice on whether or not they want to move forward with prosecution of these alleged leakers. You have to keep in mind these individuals, whoever they are, will also have due process, and they would have to be either found guilty or put in a guilty plea if we want to talk about any sort of prison time. But guys, this is obviously very significant. You're looking at video from an ICE raid in Aurora, Colorado last month. I was on that operation. It failed. It leaked. There were media reports that the raid was coming days in advance. The same thing happened for an operation here in Los Angeles. Another operation in Virginia just leaked a few days ago. There was also another leak in Chicago. These leaks have been widespread. It has happened multiple times. They have seemed to be getting worse and worse. And we've seen people from the Trump administration going on television saying that these leaks are putting ICE officers in jeopardy. It's putting the operations in jeopardy, and that they're going to track down, find these leakers, and prosecute them. And according to DHS and Secretary Noem, it appears they've taken the first step towards that process. Again, they say they've identified 2 people within DHS. That's important. They're within the Department of Homeland Security. So they're privy to this information, and they're going to seek to prosecute them. They'll send those referrals over to DOJ. DOJ will take a look at it. It will be up to DOJ to decide whether or not to move forward with any type of potential prosecution. But some breaking news here on this Friday for you guys, John.
There we go. So great to hear. And we just want to continue to hear people being held accountable and setting a standard and a tone for anybody else that's thinking about doing that. And that is really freaking cool. Now, the first thing I want to talk about before we move on to this next topic is that James Carville is still alive. And that, my friends, is an accomplishment on its own. But James Carville, apparently he thinks he could beat up President Trump. Let me hear this.
I cannot wait to get in the morning and just kick the living crap out of Donald Trump. It just gives me joy, pleasure. It brings a smile to my face.
So he's just basically talking about getting online and talking shit about him. So, when this guy he's been predicting that the Trump administration and the Trump campaign was going to fall apart during the election. He's been predicting that everything's going to fall apart very soon. He's a Democratic strategist. He's an idiot. He's completely out of his mind. And he's completely unhinged.
We had a catastrophic debate. We had a catastrophic nominating process. We nominated a person who actually turned out to be a little bit better candidate than I thought, which, I wouldn't think.
How is Kamala Harris a better candidate than you thought? How make sense of that, please. This is why Democrats are so out of touch with reality. She was not a better fucking candidate. She was a terrible candidate, and it's okay to say that. And the fact that Democrats can't say it because they're scared of her identity shows you that Democrats have learned absolutely nothing. Kamala Harris is a stupid motherfucker. She is the definition of a DEI hire. She is the poster child of DEI. She didn't earn anything. The best thing she did was sucked dick. That's the best thing she's ever done in her career. That's the only reason she's gotten anywhere, by being a side chick. And sitting here saying that she was a good candidate is absolutely fucking ridiculous.
He's going to beat Ad Much, who actually did favor taxpayer-funded transition surgery for prisoners. Okay, right. If you asked me to come up with something more unpopular than that, right, I'd say, Piers, you got to give me about 30 seconds. All right, yeah. And we lost by 1.5. All right,
you didn't fucking lose by 1.5. Okay. If you looked at the results the night of, and by the way, there was already cheating anyway. It was too big to rig. They cheated still. They still cheated. Don't think because Trump won there wasn't cheating. Of course there was fucking cheating. Of course there was. And then it's just interesting how it takes California like 3 fucking weeks to finish counting all of their ballots. And it's just interesting how those ballots all skew heavily for the Democrats, doesn't it? It's so crazy how that happens. Must just be a coincidence, though. Get the hell out of here.
Anybody else, I could tell you 5 people that would have won this election easily, even under those circumstances. It's like if the country wants something different, tell them you're going to give them something different. I tell them, and it's not disloyal. And people say, well, she's a very loyal person.
No, she's not.
Loyal to who?
Right.
If you're loyal to Biden, are you loyal to the party? Are you loyal to the voters? Are you loyal? I mean, when you say someone is loyal, okay, who are you loyal to? For what reason? And
she's not even loyal to her own fucking opinions. She's not even loyal to that. You look at clips from Donald Trump from 20, 30 years ago, same exact dude, same exact person. Kamala Harris isn't even loyal to her own damn opinions.
You know, it's in the title. There's a lot of Democrats. I can't believe these people exist, but I can assure you they do. They would rather lose on principle than have to compromise and win an election. And there's a word for these people. It is idiotic.
Good Lord. So, I mean, it really is amazing to listen to this guy. And then right here, so this is him talking about the debate between Biden and Trump.
I turned on the TV and it was 3 minutes into the debate. I watched 3 minutes. I took 2 gummies and I started listening to country music because I knew this thing's not going well at all.
No.
It was too painful to watch. But I can show you that to this day. I could walk back to the room I was in the hotel, and I texted the director of the documentary and I told him, I'm taking 2 gummies and watching country music. This is too brutal for me to watch.
Did you know in that moment, James?
Also,
did you know in that moment that he was not going to be the candidate come the election?
Oh yeah, I mean it was pretty evident.
God, man, so disingenuous. So you guys were telling us that he's the greatest president of all time, and that he's sharper than he's ever been. And then suddenly when Trump embarrasses him on a national stage, suddenly you go to say what we've been saying since before he was even elected. And I am using quotation marks for elected because he was not elected. He was selected. But we all knew Biden. I mean, do you remember those videos? I've played them before, but like there's that, is it John? I think John Talks. I reacted to this one. John Talks had a video of, does John Talks even have his OG channel still? I think he does. Oh, I think he removed all of his videos from there though, didn't he? Yeah, he did. Damn it. Because I think his channel got demonetized. John Talks is great, by the way. So he's got a second channel, John Talks too. But yeah, it was that video of Biden, and he was stuttering and slurring his words. This is before the election even happened. It went mega viral. Hell, I think I've got it on this channel right here, a reaction to it, of me reacting to it, because it got a lot of views. Popular. Yeah, right here. It's got 584,000 views. Let's watch me react to myself. Here we go. Right here. Along with Pop.
As kitchen.
What? What?
My grandpop was named Ambrose Finnegan. As kitchen table, I learned. My used to say.
Oh my God. Holy shit. We're 6 seconds into this thing.
My grandpop was named Ambrose Finnegan. As kitchen table, I learned. I used to say, Joey, nobody's better than you, but you're no better than anybody else. Maybe it's a Scranton in me. I got a little bit of a chip on my shoulder. Worried about whether they can make next month's mortgage payment. Well, it is what it is because he is who he is. That's why it is what it is. He is who he is. You know, remember when he went on, he decided he was going to convince Bob Woodward what a smart guy he was. So he went on, yeah, smart guy. I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize true international effort to pressure, isolate, and punish China. Whoa.
What?
True international effort to pressure, isolate, and punish China. Donald Trump thinks healthcare. Well, I'm sick and tired of smart guys. I gotta admit.
Dude, this was before the election. We all knew this guy was out of his mind. We knew this. This is on my channel, so if you guys just want to check this out, you can. But that used to be on John Talk's YouTube channel, but it got taken down apparently. He probably took all of his videos down through all that. But he's got his second channel, John Talks 2. So go over there, show him some love. But yeah, man, so James Carville trying to say that this was, oh yeah, we knew it at that moment. Shut up. We've known it long before then. You guys just, your hatred for Donald Trump made you tell everyone that Joe Biden was the best president and the most popular president of all time. And people saw through your lies. And yeah, you got away with it in 2020, but in reality, you didn't get away with it because now here we are in 2025 and all of the wrongs have been turned around for the most part. We still have a ways to go, but that's why I was always so adamant about we need to get Donald Trump back in office and no other choice will be good enough. Not Ron DeSantis, not Vivek, nobody but Trump. And that's why I will continue to hold the people accountable that jumped on DeSantis bandwagon. I'm sorry. I can't, like the Tommy Lahrens of the world, the Ben Shapiro's, the basically the entire Daily Wire. You know, if you were on the DeSantis bandwagon, I have trouble thinking that you have the best interest of the country in mind, because you have to be an idiot to think that Ron DeSantis was a better choice than President Trump after what we witnessed. They locked Donald Trump supporters up. They locked up a guy for MAGA memes. They tried to arrest Trump. They shot at him. They did all of these things. They raided his house. You have to fix that in order to move forward. There is no other solution other than Trump getting back in office and proving that all of your evil behavior has to be held accountable. And that's why I will always stand by that. So that's where I lost all faith in DeSantis when he ran, and his supporters were basically fringe, kind of like, they were like fringe Trump supporters like in 2020 or 2016, but they only did it reluctantly. But like as soon as they found someone better, they jumped ship. And the majority of DeSantis supporters and his cabinet were just TDS members. And I'll never forget that. Gregory DeRosa says, them mean Democrats. I'ma be on your bumper. Hell yeah. That's DJ. We got Disco Cobra. What's up, man? Been a long time since I've seen you, brother. Disco Cobra for 20. So are we getting the stimulus stuff or not? What's it like, 5K or something? I don't know. I mean, the word is we're potentially going to be. I don't think anything's been officially announced yet, but I'm not sure. Valiant Renegade, who was upset with James Carville being on the screen, says, on behalf of New Orleans, we apologize for James Carville. We have had to put up with his effing retardation for decades here. Why Mary Matlin married him is beyond anyone. And he says, dear God, I can't type. Fingers greased with fried NOLA seafood. I saw that. Thank you, Valiant. Hail Valiant. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, Carville's just ridiculous. He really is. Grand Potato says, as a fellow Canadian YouTuber, let's see. I follow a Canadian YouTuber, and he's not thrilled about Canada potentially being absorbed by the US. If it did happen, then he said he would move it to New Zealand because he's a dual citizen. I would say move. and then we'll just make, New Zealand, or, we'll just take New Zealand over too, yeah, I mean, look, it's not for my business to tell you how to feel. If you feel comfortable in Canada, that's your own fault. That's your own belief. Go for it. If you feel good about living there, but the reality of it is your country cannot be sustained without ripping off the United States of America. And that's the problem. You can't sustain yourself. You can't protect yourself. I mean, you have all of that land and that massive border. The reason you don't get attacked is because the United States is your neighbor. That's the truth. If the United States wasn't your neighbor, you couldn't protect yourself. That's a fact. And Trump knows that, by the way. So they essentially they live the way that they live because the United States of America allows them to. So yeah, he should have fun in New Zealand. Norm Alman says the most frustrating thing about this whole tariff situation as a person living in Canada is knowing our leaders will do nothing of substance, only doing stupid PR stunts that achieve nothing. And Norm Alman again says the play Pierre is going for is the Canadian nationalism, is anti-American. He is just pandering to the Canadian public. I just don't think he's doing himself any favors right now. I thought he had a lot of momentum. But he's really not doing himself any favors at this point in time, at least from my perspective. It could be wrong. I could be wrong. He could be doing himself big favors in Canada. By the way, we got like 800 people watching on Rumble. Hail to the Rumble chat. I appreciate you guys tuning in over there. Thank you so much. Eddie M says, Jeremy cute, no Diddy. Stop. Shadow Sand says, damn, no gifty for me. The magic is lost. Damn. I'm sorry, man. Indy I says, oh Lord, I'm about to bust. Clay Slay says, is this the dad from Friday? Love Dog says, Jasmine Crockett sure has aged. Tinhead says, Jeremy, I'm going to need you to translate what the fuck she just said. I had to move away from that one really quick. By the way, if you guys have not, and mods, please drop the links for Meta PC. If you have not gone over to metapcs.com, please go over there, check out their website. If you're looking for a badass computer, yes, they have financing available, and you can get a Geeks and Gamers computer. Yes, they have that build over there. You can basically do your own custom build, pre-built laptops, all that, but use the promo code 199. All right, and tell them that the Snake Pit sent you, or that you're from the Snake Pit, and we appreciate the support over there. So veteran owned, and you might be seeing them pop up on some of our streams here soon. So mods are dropping links. I will let's see, let me pin one of these posts right there, and you guys can check that out. Thank you guys so much, appreciate that. Dingus says, you missed my next super chat, Fig. Look at that, your next one. I appreciate that. The next one. Beastie Man says, that black woman needs her food. I'll just say food. Captain Haruno. What's up, Jeremy? Hope you're well, brother. Good to see you, Captain Haruno. We used to play Fortnite all the time. Been lurking during some hard times, but wanted to thank you for keeping us up to speed on the news. Good to see you, Captain Haruno. It's been a while, brother. I'm glad you're doing well, man. Sorry you've been going through some stuff. Brian Stewart says 199 orgy after stream, meet up in the Snake Pit. Grand Potato says that woman isn't scaling no walls. Lucifer says, Jeremy, I've been incest my whole life and proud. Lapco says, if you want to be taken seriously, grow some damn eyebrows. I have eyebrows. You just can't see them. I have light features. Indy I says, Jeremy, the handsomest. Today during Friday Night Tights, I was arguing with Gary, and I didn't realize it, but like some of my curly hair was like poking through my hat. And somebody in the chat kept saying it. They were like, Jeremy's hair is like, it was like this. It was like hanging down, like my curls were hanging down like that, you know? And so, yeah, I had to fix that real quick. I didn't realize it. My hair is growing out. Like I think I'm just going to, at my age, which tomorrow is my birthday, unfortunately, but I'm at the age where I don't celebrate my birthdays anymore because it's just a year closer to death. That's essentially where I'm at now. But Yeah, so I feel like I probably only have a few years left of like a full head of hair. So I'm just going to let it grow out. And then one day I'm going to take my hat off and people are going to go, what the fuck? You got to have a wig on. I'm like, nope, I don't. I'm just going to let it go. It's going to be like Epic Mike Afro. I mean, I don't know. I've never let my hair grow out like that far to find out if it actually will start going like down, or I have no idea. I don't know. Patty McShane says, ooh, put a bag over that face. Balance is important. Patty McShane says, at the risk of an esteem boost, undoing our work. Let's see. B underscore grows for a gifted membership. Let's see. JT, oh no. JT's here with a $10 super chat. My boss is still upset with me about an incident last week. I skipped the 3-point verification to identify an important piece, and I broke her trust. I'm going to commit to a 5-point verification with my mom. Leave a mess. Top quality content here, ladies and gentlemen. Jimmy Ray says Jeremy's a handsome boy, even when he glues Savvy's bush on his bald head. That is horrible. God. Ugh. Good Lord. Delona says, show us those lovely locks. One day. I gotta you gotta keep it like surprising, you know? Like I show my hair like every few months and people are freaking out. And then when I do shave my head, because I just usually just use clippers and shave my head because I feel like it's very gay to have like someone do anything with my hair, even as crazy as my hair is. Yeah, I think it's gay to have my hair cut by anybody other than me. I just get clippers and cut them, you know? So, Nullface says, be nice. That Czech lady is Ruger Nas, the Gungan representative from Naboo. I was wondering where that was going. Robert says, take off your pants. YouTube sucks. Keeps me editing it. Josh L says, Canadians flood my desert town during winter and drive like shit. I hope they don't want to come here anymore. Well, they do. Look, Canadians love America. They just do. Big Rose says, off topic, you ever seen Tony from LC Signs makes fun of weirdos in his commercials? Bro is out of pocket. I don't know if I've seen that one or not. I'm not sure. Rye the guy says the leakers effed around and now they're about to find out. Isaac with a super sticker. Thank you. Yapping Tom says majority of Canadians suffer from massive TDS, and Pierre has distanced himself from MAGA and it has hurt his common sense stance. He doesn't get it. Yeah, I can agree with that, at least from my perspective anyway. Shorty Short says Carville looks like a New Orleans tourist. Brian Stewart says too big to rig, like strapping down Big Mike's D. Sola Felix says took California 6 weeks to vote, 15 million votes later. Yep. Let's see. Necrowin says just finished the Penguin. Wow, 9 out of 10 show. It's good. It's good. Cobra Kai is better though. Cobra Kai is the best thing I've seen in a long time. I absolutely love Cobra Kai so much. And let's see. Hang on. Oh, here we go. All right, we got a quick update here. So you remember the guy that cried over Zelensky? The man who started crying on camera because Zelensky was asked why he wasn't wearing a suit in the Oval Office is lawyered up. He says on TikTok, he will be taking legal action against X users who defamed him after his post went viral. The announcement from the influencer came after he deactivated his account to get legal advice. I'm coming for people.
I hate this fucking country. Folks, I'm back on here. I didn't go and deactivate my account to hide. All right. I wasn't hiding. I was taking legal advice and I was hunting. And we have made huge gains over the past few days. I'm just doing what I need to do right now. But let me explain to you what these people have done to me, all right? And what's going to happen. The things that I've been accused of. It all started with someone posting an arrest record on here. Okay? That was my arrest record. That is public. They can do that if they choose to do that.
It all started with an arrest record. That was my arrest record.
All right. Since I hate Donald Trump, they go and find that. That's fine.
That's not why. That is not why. You can hate Donald Trump. It's what you said about Donald Trump. And it's about what you now again, that doesn't just I don't know what was done to this guy. Obviously, if this guy was doxxed or his family was gone after anything like that, I never ever support that type of shit. But getting memed on the internet, I 100% support getting memed on the internet. I don't support doxing. I don't support harassment. I don't support people coming to your home or your place of business or going out to your family or anything like that. But if getting memed on the internet is this guy's problem, then I got no sympathy for you.
Here's where the problem is. I was never found guilty of any of those charges, nor have I ever been guilty of any of those charges in my life. And I've got people posting things such as, I've been arrested 10 times. Many of them were assault on female.
Wait a minute. You're telling me that people on the internet are making up lies about you and you don't think that's good? What's going to be really interesting is I wonder if you've ever made any comments about Donald Trump and some of the actions that he's never been found guilty for. I'm not saying you have. I'm just saying I'm wondering if you've ever made any comments about Donald Trump being something and he was never found guilty for those things. You want to bring up lawsuits, though? That's going to be an interesting thing that the internet might look for.
They have turned me into a piece of shit. All right. The thing is, all they had to do was go another step further to verify and see that I was not charged with those. But they just stick to that. And then once they see it, they just jump on. Well, I'm going to try to make them pay for this because this post went around the world. And I've received death threats. I've received phone call after phone call.
Yeah, I've received quite a few death threats from people that hate Trump. So I guess should I cry about it online? Should I make a big hoopla over it online? The internet's a mean place.
Phone call, emails, horrible shit that they're accusing me of. That is wrong. 100% false.
I personally, one of the main things that he should be held accountable for is wearing a flat bill hat. You probably are a left lane driver too if you're a flat bill wearing hat.
You meet every criteria that you could ever imagine for defamation. All right. They claim I stole valor. I had to go to me and the Guardian of Valor have emailed each other, the CEO of that, matter of fact, have emailed each other back and forth. That was 2 nights ago. At least 20 times, probably. My name is cleared. All right. What these people did was first they went all through my other platforms, my Instagram, my Facebook, here, all through my other platform, any other platform I had, just looking for things. Didn't find anything and went to LinkedIn, all right, and found a profile of a guy that has the same exact name as me, all right? He's a real person. You know why I know? Because I went back and verified.
I'm honest, like we're 3.5 minutes into this video and I'm bored out of my mind. So I am going to stop watching because I don't fucking care anymore. I was hoping that we would get something interesting so that I could talk about it. He's saying nothing. I don't care. So, sorry people were mean to you on the internet, buddy. Let's see. We got 20 gifted memberships over on Rumble. Who sent it? OOGIEV2. I don't know how to say it. Is that right? Yeah. I know you've gifted them before. Thank you so much. 800 people watching. There's 800 people watching on Rumble right now. And we got 20 gifted memberships. Let's fucking go. I lose versus apart from Trump. Who else has been a good president in my lifetime? Bill Clinton. Like, if we're just being fair, like Bill Clinton was a good president. I don't think he's a good person. He's not my type of president, but he did well. In my lifetime, that's the only person I could say that did a decent job. So, like George W. Bush, I think is the worst. In terms of just how the things he did, but Barack Obama did the most damage. Barack Obama did significant damage. That this country, if it wasn't for Trump, I don't know if it's hyperbole to say, but I don't think it's hyperbole. If Donald Trump doesn't come along, the things that Barack Obama did could have ruined this country forever. The things that were implemented under Obama and the poison that was put in to this country through Obama, if it wasn't for Donald Trump, this country could have been lost forever. You know? So, yeah, like Reagan, I mean, I was very, very young when Reagan was president. I can't, it's just like anything else. Just like when I talk sports or whatever, I don't like talking about things that I wasn't around for, that I couldn't experience. So like when people talk about like, oh, Wilt Chamberlain was a great basketball player, I'm like, I don't fucking know if he was great. You can show me videos all day long, but I don't know if he was great. He seems to me he was just the tallest guy back then, the strongest guy, and he was surrounded by a bunch of people that were a lot shorter and smaller than him. But I don't know. Michael Jordan's the greatest basketball player I've ever seen. Barry Bonds is the greatest baseball player I've ever seen. Tom Brady's the greatest football player I've ever seen. Well, Barry Sanders is probably the greatest football player in terms of just talent, but Tom Brady's the most accomplished. But point being is that I only talk about things that I witnessed. I don't try to like pretend that I have any understanding of things that happened before my time, even if I have done research on it. There's no way for me to gauge that because every story is told through a different lens. And the further removed you get from my timeline, like, I don't know who the fuck is telling me these stories. And I've become more and more pessimistic about that shit, by the way. Like, the more and more that I've seen how, like, this country, if Donald Trump didn't have the balls that he has, Donald Trump would have walked away after they stole 2020 from him and threatened to arrest him. He would have walked away, and history would have written that Donald Trump was a racist and a Nazi, and his supporters got arrested for storming the Capitol. And thank God diversity is our strength that saved this country. That's what the fucking history books would have said. So I tend not to believe almost anything that I've been taught from school or history books or anything like that, because I don't fucking know what's true. And the more that that I've seen the lies of the current day media, I don't think the media just started lying in my lifetime. I think that the press has always been fucking lying. So, and politicians have always been liars. So, you know. So the more and more I'm told that I have to believe something, the less that I'm going to believe it. Because you don't have to try and make people believe the truth. You just need to tell them the truth. But when you are constantly forcing me to say you have to believe this, then my mind is always going to say, no, I don't. I don't have to believe any fucking thing you tell me. If you're willing to have a conversation, if you're willing to deliver information to me in a non-biased way, I'm willing to listen to it. But if you're going to force information down my throat, I'm not going to believe it. That's just how I'm programmed. So let's see here. I Lucifer says, I got that one. Grand Potato says, Savvy's Bush stole Jeremy's eyebrows. Dingus says, I knocked on doors for DeSantis governor campaign. 95% of Florida boomers told him to run for president. They are largely to blame. I can't blame this. I can't blame that. DeSantis is to blame. DeSantis is to blame. He surrounded himself with a bunch of George Bush family clowns that gassed him up and made him believe that he had a chance. And if he's not smart enough to see past that, then he was never going to be a good commander-in-chief anyway. He's a great governor, but that's about it. Let me see. Phil for 20 says, tell that Canadian to stay home. We don't need any more leftist simps in New Zealand. We have more than enough. Thanks. I heard that. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Shorty Short says, Jared growing out hair again. I've come full circle. Yep. Stream Hero says, I tagged you in a post on Twitter. Please play it. I'll see if I can find it. Celluloid Dream says, hey, Jeremy, hope all's well. What's up, Celluloid Dream? I haven't seen you in a while, brother. Good to see you back around these parts. Good to see you. Bulldozer for 10 on Rumble says, Rumble has a fantastic community. Doesn't matter how big your channel is, big creators are still rooting for you. Speaking of follow Bill Dozer, I host the Dozer Den Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 9:30 Central. Hell yeah. I will say I appreciate that Rumble is definitely given, like, I have my problems with Rumble and their infrastructure and things like that, but that's neither here nor there. But I am very thankful for Rumble. Rumble is a fantastic platform, and of all the big platforms, even more so than Twitter or X, Rumble is more free speech than even Elon's X. And that's pretty crazy to think about. But they are, and credit to them. So I'm really, I'm appreciative of them, and I'm looking forward to seeing them continue to grow and get better over there. So thank you guys for watching, though. Tim Pool's gay music for 2 says Bill Dozer 74 is gay, but his show is no homo. Oh, that's funny. I'm sorry. Listen, I do. I genuinely respect other people's opinions. Okay. I do. All right. Jeremy only has 3 subscribers on X. Yeah. I mean, I haven't even pushed them. So the fact that anybody subscribed to me on Twitter is absolutely fantastic. So, but I mean this, like, I respect all opinions. I genuinely do. Okay. I have, controversial opinions, but I just have to be honest. Liking Tim Pool's music is the equivalent of liking Disney Star Wars. I don't understand it. I don't understand how anybody could like Tim Pool's music. Tim Pool's music is, I respect that Tim puts himself out there. I do. I respect it. There's nothing against Tim. I'm just saying, I don't know how anybody likes that music. It is cringe beyond belief. It really is. But I do respect that Tim at least puts himself out there. Ministry of Wrong Things is not trying to start crap, but Ripa made a great point. We need to cut spending. What does Doge mean if Congress just spends the same in 2025 as 2024? Well, I mean, I guess that's something we're just gonna have to see. But Doge is cutting a lot, but the swamp runs deep, bro. The swamp runs very deep. I mean, look at what happened. They just had the whole U.S. AIDS things get blocked by a fucking leftist judge. So the swamp runs very deep. That's the bigger problem. So I don't think it's Doge's problem when their hands are tied. Love Dog says, I finally cut my hair this week, vowed not to cut it until we got rid of Biden, was all the way to my butt. 199 LFG. Hell yeah. That's a good reason to cut it, because Biden is gone. Let me see. Indy Eye says, Jeremy, stop. He's sensitive. Jay Beck says, please cry online, Jeremy. I want to see the memes. Forrest Geek says, Epstein files. Does Bondi think we're going to forget? Let's hope not. It is a problem, and I'm glad people are still trying to keep that conversation going. Dark Meat Collins says to me, if they are not fully transparent on what they are saying is the truth, I assume it's not true, but propaganda. Agreed. Planet Fatness says, discount David Hogg over here. Force Geek says, brothers, it bothers me how robotic Bondi is. She lacks urgency. I'm not a fan of Pam Bondi. I don't like her. Lapco says, my favorite president was William Henry Harrison. Caught a cold and passed in 30 days. If only more politicians were that gracious. Jupiter Knight says, I heard Alberta sent a party to Trump for statehood. I did hear about that. I don't know how far discussions have gone on that, but I did hear about that. Just a dude on the phone says, turning Canada into 6 states would make more sense. Doing it on November 6, 2028 would be hilarious. Coop says, what skin lotion do you use? Skin and hands look very soft. Here's what I use right here. Here we go. Hang on. This is what I use right here. And this is a secret. Not a lot of people are going to know this, but here's what I use right here. I'm just Googling. Just give me this right here. Okay. Literally any 3-in-1 shampoo and conditioner any combo I can find, I'm gonna buy that shit if it's cheap. That's what I fucking buy. 3-in-1. Just give me 3-in-1. All right. I don't give a fuck. I just need, and it's got to be cheap. All right. Cheap as fuck. All right. So whether it's that brand or whatever. So like here, so I just Google 3-in-1. So any of these, just give me a 3-in-1 brand. So when I see like a shampoo, conditioner, body wash, I don't give a fuck what brand it is. I just see 3-in-1. You know, that's how dudes shop. You got women that go to the fucking store and they buy all this fucking product. And I'm like, just give me the cheapest, like 3-in-1. I don't care. I don't care if it's $2 and it's 3-in-1. I'm sold. All right. You got these people spending an ungodly amount of money on shampoo and conditioner and skin moisturizer and all that shit. My feet look like, you don't want to see my feet. They're bad. So, but anyway, including my big toe that I ran over with a pallet jack. It still hurts to this day. So the story behind that, I worked retail a long time ago. And this is the one thing I hated. One of the, I loved my time in retail, but when I worked for, I think it was Publix at the time, and I hated Publix because Publix put so much emphasis on safety, and they put emphasis on that whole fucking, we haven't had a reported injury in 28 days. And the whole fucking goal is if we made it like a month without an injury, we get like a fucking pizza party or some shit. So nobody wanted to report an injury because if you were the person that reported the injury, you fucked up the pizza party at the end of the month. They're literally pressuring us to not report our injuries. It's bullshit. So I run over my fucking foot with a pallet jack and crushed my big toe. And it was very, very painful. It was blood. It was bad. It was bad. But I was like, I'm not going to ruin the pizza party. I can't ruin the pizza party. Everybody's going to fucking call me gay. I can't be called gay because we need the pizza party. So I toughed it out. I dealt with it. I got home. The very next day I woke up, my toe was swollen and my toenail fell off. And to this day, my toenail continues to regrow back ingrown. So I have to rip my toenail out every several months. It's the worst thing ever. So yeah, my toe's fucked forever. So there you go. Just a dude. I got that one. Sean Living Life says, watch the White House Powerhouse Week tweet. You'll be greeted with a great personality. Please do it. We like great personalities around here. Jeremy SK says, Benny Johnson interviewed Trump impersonator today. I thought that was yesterday. Vault 95 says Clinton was a shit. The media was better at lying then. Chef Knit Nero says, I cry on the internet. I'm an influencer. He gets the beard of shame. Tinhead says, you should play the chat music. Funniest Snow White comments, part 1 of 3 for the Snake Pit. I haven't laughed that hard since Robin Williams was still doing stand-up. Holy shit. Actually, chat music had it was right when I was ending the other night. Chat music had a new upload. And it's the internet, bro. Like, it's the internet. Look at this chat music right here. If she's down, I'm down. Oh, no.
If she's down, I'm down. I'm a homosexual now. Jennifer Lopez straight out of downtown. If she can handle my special needs. If she trying to get handicapped, Angelina Slow. Kate is Kate, no matter the baker. I'm reaching for a 7 out of 46. Oh, my como estas Down syndrome. I didn't know they started making them like this. What's the OR link? She might be down, but something is definitely a Scarlet Johansson and half away. I bet she is down to fuck. At least the commentate disabled from a Hayek. I need someone special in my life. Me, I'm just one time. Selena Gomez, Jenny down the block. This is the rated R material I've been waiting for my whole life.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
A little bit of this and a little bit of that. Our pro got nerfed 4 times. Pro playing max difficulty. What did he do in his previous life? Pick a struggle, brother. Final boss of having 0 rights. Imagine if he was Ginger, Disney's new project. Got cooked pro fries. The eighth wonder of the world, broken get any job. Netflix wants to know his location. What did Bro do to God? Definition of getting nerfed, 7 in 1 dog. Human combo X-Spies. Gonna write the easiest college application letter of all time. Collecting them like the Infinity Stones. Bro's disability maxing. Walking target, I hope I'm not applying to the same college as him. Just pick one, bro, the definition of the 9 deadly sins. Fat red ticker bro's got a PhD in attention manufacturing. Bro is the next live action Rapunzel 5-in-1 products. Bet bro's also French when you select all of the above.
Freaking brutal, man. That's the internet. That's the internet. The internet is a savage place. And as long as we understand that, it'll be okay. I'm not your buddy, guys. Says, to be fair, when Tim Pool played at the Will of the People, when Adam was still part of the show, it was actually pretty damn good. Warbeer says, we all know it's semen that keep your hands soft. Ministry Fronte says, your 3-in-1 shampoo take is unironically your best. I know. Like, it's true. It's what it is. And if they make like a 10-in-1, I'll take the 10-in-1. They make a 20, and I don't need the details. Just tell me just tell me it works and tell me it's cheap, and I'm good. All right. Let me see. Hailstorm. Jay Hailstorm says, you're gay. Print on Corpse says, Jay's turn to the dark side. I can't wait until he force chokes Ryan on daily. Jeremy's crushed toe. What? $5. BC Man says, welcome to the internet, bro. Chat music's wild. It is. Ministry of Wrong Thing says, check out Comment Song. They use better AI and their songs slap pretty hard. Comment Song? Is that like another channel? Okay, I'll check that one out. Thunderer's Wrath for a new member. Thank you. CG says there's an amazing chat music for the Acolyte done by PC Intellect. Please watch. It's hilarious, especially at the end. Ryan played it on his stream. PC Intellect. Okay, let's see. See if I can find it. That's the channel name. Seeing if I can find it. I don't see that one. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay. Acolyte. Okay. This is a whole like version of the internet that I didn't know existed.
The power of two. The power of
I'll charge our thanks and apology. The power of losing money. How many seasons did this show get? One too many. The cringe is strong with this one. Someone was paid to write this. The power of utensils. I'm sitting in my car alone at night, completely embarrassed. I am sorry, Jar Jar, please come back. R.I.P. Star Wars in a toilet far away. This gives me the power of not one, but of many lives. This is getting out of hand. Now there are many of them. The power of one, the power of two.
This is good.
The power of $180 million. Disney wrote two black characters without a father and calls us racist.
Oh shit.
And fiction deserves an apology. The power of one, they mean the rating of 1 out of 10. Spaceballs is more canon than this. Is how Star Wars guys thunder it says
These things are great, man. The internet is just continuing to evolve and get more awesome, man. I freaking love it. So thanks for the recommendation there, CG. I appreciate it, man. Monica says 2 nights in a row chat songs. Hell yeah. We need to get a chat song for like politics, man. Come on. That would be fantastic. Beefy McWhat now says Publix Hot Wings, Zephyr Hills Water, Mission Barbecue, Sonic's drive-thru is what makes Florida better than other states. Plus, Jeremy and Jay live here. You know, I haven't had Sonic in a long time. I'd actually like Sonic is great. So I might have to have some Sonic this weekend. Babo Yogi says Mod Lives Matter. Even Eric K. I think maybe. Sophie says Hail Figs. Tomorrow is 1 year since your epic sign rant that inspired me. You are my muse. Happy birthday. Where's my Pisces at? Let's go. It's been a year. Man, look at that. Time flies. Ooh, Tuesday night's main event super chats with chat music. That would be good. Delta Dan says, hurt at work many times, paper towels plus duct tape equals pizza. Yep. Sean Living Life says, really though, great personality on that White House tweet. I'll see if I can look that one up. Force Geek says, wow, that dude's going to hell. Wow. Many of us on the internet are probably. Bill Dozer says, Congress has to follow up the executive orders with congressional action law. If they don't, they will simply be washed away in the next administration. Well, that's the thing, man. There's so much work that still has to be done for the Trump administration that it's, I mean, I personally don't even know how to process just how much work needs to be done. I am blown away by what President Trump and the administration have already gotten done, but there's just so much more to get done. And there's a lot of details. There's a lot of things that aren't going to be as like, sexy for like news topics and things like that are going to have far more impact. I did see there was this video from Stephen A. Smith that I saw being shared. I wanted to watch this. How the Trump mandate broke Democrats. I don't know when this was made, but I want to watch this.
Did you see me on The View Tuesday?
Oh, okay. This is new then.
Did you see when they said, we don't believe there's a Trump mandate? I said, oh, really? Did you see the former press secretary for the White House come on? I think Stephen A. is wrong. I don't believe what he said is correct. Donald Trump has the lowest approval rating in the first month or so, or the 2 months of a presidency in American history. Oh, really? But didn't he win all the swing states? Didn't his popularity elevate within 89% of the counties in the United States of America? Didn't his popularity elevate within the Black community, the Hispanic community, and the young voters? Didn't he win the popular vote for the first time in 20 years as a Republican nominee?
Why are you whispering, Stephen A?
Didn't he also win the Electoral College vote? Isn't he in control of the White House? Don't the Republicans have the House and the Senate? All of that happened, but there's no Trump mandate. You see the bullshit? Is it bullshit, or is it just that the Democrats are so damn lost that they're actually going to convince themselves they can do the same old and still regain power, both in the midterms and in the 2028 election? I'm here to tell you that's not going to happen, because Trump has the power now, and he's manipulating the proceedings. And in case you didn't notice, one of his top boys, Elon Musk, Doge, owns X. Who else was at the inauguration? Jeff Bezos. The man running TikTok. And Lord knows who else. And then you got folks like Candace Owens, who's a Trump supporter, along with various others with their microphones, their cameras, and their audience. If you think the liberals are overcoming that, you go ahead and watch Schumer and those 21 other senators talk their drivel.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. He's 100% right. I don't know why he's talking so low. Usually Stephen A is yelling and being obnoxious, but he's not wrong. Everything he just said is accurate. Trump has all the power, all the momentum, all the people in place, and the right people in his corner. So I actually agree with everything he just said, shockingly enough. So we're going to see, but I still think that Stephen A is playing a game, and that's why I'm paying attention to him, because I think that he's playing a very, very, very smooth game to try and work his way into politics. 100%. By the way, sad update. We talked about this on Friday Night Tights, but the Gene Hackman death, we got investigators to update us on what happened. And sadly, Gene Hackman actually passed away about 7 days after his wife passed away. And of course, from what we understand, the dog was locked in the house. So the dog probably died of dehydration. Just an awful situation. Awful. Hackman could not care for himself, and his wife died on February 11th, and Hackman died on the 18th, a week later. There was evidence he hadn't eaten for days. Hackman had advanced Alzheimer's, meaning that he couldn't care for himself. It's so... I have so many questions. My biggest fear is dying alone. Like, that is my biggest fear. I just don't want to die alone. Like, I want to be, I always want to have family around me, and I want to have people around me. Stuff like how does someone as like legendary as Gene Hackman, how does he end up in this situation? How does this happen? And I don't know. I don't know what his family situation is in terms of like kids, grandkids, whatever, but like, I don't know, man. This is such a weird story that in terms of like his wife potentially passing away from natural causes or some type of infection or whatever it was she had, I can't remember, her dying, and then him not being able to take care of himself because he's 95 years old and he has Alzheimer's. Like, that makes sense. And then the dog being, all of that makes sense. What doesn't make sense is how does this guy not have anybody checking up on him? How do you not have a family member or anyone? You're Gene fucking Hackman. Like, how are there no one in this man's life that was willing to check in? That's what, especially knowing his condition, knowing the situation and the circumstances. I don't know, man. It's very sad. It's very sad. And if you just watch Gene Hackman movies from back in the day and just realize that this was how it all ended for him, it's so sad. Again, 95 years old is a wonderful life. I don't know how long he's been struggling with Alzheimer's. I've had, Alzheimer's, affect my family members, and it's not easy. It's absolutely horrific. If you've seen it firsthand, if you've seen someone experience it, a close family member of yours, it is the worst thing in the world to see and to witness. It is brutal. But yeah, this is, I still have more questions, but it's not necessarily around what happened. I have questions as to how was this allowed to happen by the people that are in his life. I don't know. But anyway, I just wanted to update that story because that was the latest update there. So terrible stuff. Terrible. Beastie Man says we need a CobraCast super chat music as well. That would be good. Kailito's Corner says happy Casey Kane Friday. Go Trump. Hail the 199. I've been trying to follow NASCAR. I just I can't. A video hit my feed the other day. Maybe it's in my watch history. Let me see if it's in my watch history. And it kind of just it puts into perspective why current NASCAR is just so bad. Because there's no real personalities. But this video was of the GOAT. Yep, here it is. Wait, is that it? No, that's not it. It was Dale Earnhardt. And you could tell he wanted to call Jeff Gordon a name, but he just called him Wonder Boy. And he held him. I know exactly what Earnhardt wanted to call him. Is that it? I think this is it right here. So Earnhardt, right here in this interview, Earnhardt was the greatest driver of all time. And listen to how he pauses. He was about to call Jeff Gordon a gamer word.
Let me ask you something. You're asking me what Wonder Boy had to say. Weren't you up there in the front watching our television show? We're live on ESPN every Saturday morning, 11 o'clock. Y'all check this out. It's a pretty good show.
I was negotiating a contract with somebody.
I don't doubt that a bit. I think
what did the little boy have to say?
He said...
You hear it? What did the little boy have to say?
Saturday morning, 11 o'clock. Y'all check this out. It's a pretty good show.
I was negotiating a contract with somebody.
I don't doubt that a bit. I think
what did the little boy have to say?
The greatest of all time, the Intimidator. I'll never forget the day that he died, watching the Daytona 500, watching that whole thing play out. I will never forget that. That is the most prominent sports memory of my entire life, was watching the Daytona 500 and watching Dale Earnhardt die on the final lap of the biggest race of the year, while his team-owned car, Michael Waltrip, who had never won a race, was first and his son was second, and Dale was running third, and he was protecting the lead for his two team-owned cars, and he got it was nobody's fault, but he got clipped. And the final turn of the final lap of the biggest race of the year, he got clipped. His car veered up or veered down, then veered up. Seatbelt broke. His head just hits the base of the steering wheel, and he was gone. Absolutely insane. So, but anyway, I'm not going to take you down memories of NASCAR, but that super chat just made me think, I wish I cared about NASCAR. I just can't. I can't care about NASCAR anymore. I used to so much. Sterling Marlin took him out. Sterling didn't take him out. It was a racing deal. I mean, Sterling Marlin is dealing with what does Michael J. Fox have? Somebody's going to say it in chat. What does Michael J. Fox suffer from? Parkinson's. Yes, that's what Sterling Marlin has. Sterling Marlin was on Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s podcast, I don't know, maybe a couple years ago, and you could tell Sterling wasn't like, it's not the same Sterling Marlin. Mike Zero Source is just in. Nicole Wallace from MSNBC is leaving and will start her new job performing as a Mexican donkey show. Please alert PETA. I was excited. I thought she was actually getting fired. And then I saw the joke. I was like, oh man. Indy Ice says, I feel Stephen A. I feel Stephen A. by the Stephen A. indoor voice. It was a little weird, wasn't it? Shadow Sand says, D-Day ASMR. Force Geek says, what is that Stephen A. wants Democrats to do? What is it that Stephen A. wants Democrats to do? I think he wants them to, I can't speak for him, but I think he wants them to acknowledge that Donald Trump won for a reason, and all of their decisions are continuing to make it worse for them, I think. Loser Alter Ego says, man, watch it with that crap. I live alone with spin injuries and cancer. I don't want to think about leaving my dog to pass because no one cares about me. Major bummer. Please play a funny clip or something with boobs. Well, first of all, you're part of the 199, brother. Okay. So you 100% have people that have your back. I would urge you to join our Geeks and Gamers Discord and jump into the snake pit over there. You're going to have a ton of friends that will have your back. And also just go over to Criticlist and join the Geeks and Gamers community over there. We got a lot of community building and stuff like that. So no bullshit. Like, I mean that. So hit and if you're on Twitter, shoot me a message, man. So I'm sorry that you're dealing with that for sure, but shoot me a message on Twitter, man. And let me know if there's anything I can do. But yeah, the 199 got your back, brother. So now you want, John freaking Murdoch. Wait, RIP Dale Jarrett. Like NASCAR back then, I didn't think he'd hit the wall that hard. Not Dale Jarrett. You freaked me out, bro. You freaked me out. Dale Jarrett is not dead. So you meant to say Dale Earnhardt. I saw RIP Dale Jarrett. I'm like, wait, what? What happened to Dale Jarrett? Dale Earnhardt. So understandable, because Dale Jarrett raced with Earnhardt. Dale Jarrett's a legend as well. So I saw that. I'm like, did DJ just die? So all good. John freaking Murdoch for a 50. And he got everybody, all of my old school NASCAR fans were worked up. All good, brother. All good. Okay, so back for the where was it at? Loser Alter Ego wanted some cleavage, right? Let's see what we got here. All right. Let's see. I think this will probably work. Let's see. How about this? Will this work? This will probably work, right? That good? That good? John freaking Murdoch says, yeah, Earnhardt. Sorry. No problem, brother. No problem. Just understand that this is for you, loser Alter Ego. Okay. People say she's mid, by the way. People say she's mid. What? Stop it. All right. Stop it. Stop it, internet. Sarah says, Tim Pool's songs aren't that bad. It's his voice. He doesn't sing bad. He just tries too hard when he does sing. I don't think he's bad. I just think he sounds, I appreciate the music and the songs and the writing, but like him singing is not good, in my opinion. No problem, John freaking Murdoch. Aka says, hey, Jeremy, let's see, car racing, check out Bathurst 1000. Force Geek says, what's stopping Stephen from being a Republican? Black audience. Stephen A is scared to death of the Democratic Party. So every time Stephen A starts to step out and have his own opinion, his leftist crowd and his network that pays him, ESPN, which is owned by Disney, they always reel him back in. They always do it. Maxim DT with the 99-cent. Ministry of Wrong Thing for 10 says, imagine having Alzheimer's and your wife passes away, so you keep forgetting and keep walking back in the room, experiencing the shock over and over until you starve to death. He did not deserve that. Yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. It's super sad. I hate that this happened. T Bags says Richard Trickle 75. I would argue that's the greatest name in all of sports. There was a NASCAR driver, a legendary NASCAR driver, and his name was Dick Trickle. I'm not making that up. For non-NASCAR people, you probably don't know, there was a NASCAR driver named Dick Trickle, and he was a bad mofo. He was a good old boy, man. He was a good old boy. Mike Zero says Tim Pool will be the next Stan Bush. Tim Pool's gay music says my songs are gay AF. I think everybody would agree with that one, Tim Pool's music. At least I do anyway. But hey, listen, if he's successful, more power to him. I'm not here to hate on Tim. Not my cup of tea, though. Not my cup of tea. So I'll just leave it at that. What is this right here? Okay, let's see. What is Charlie Kirk got to say right
California. Here? And look, there was this back and forth where I drilled him. I said, look, you have the highest cost of living in California. You have the most homelessness in the country in California. You have the highest poverty rate in the country in California. You have the second highest home prices in the country. You guys control the House, the Senate, the governor's mansion, lieutenant governor's mansion, secretary of state, and attorney general, and every statewide elected office for the last 20 years. How is this Republicans' fault? What record are you going to run on? And you could, every time there's anything California specific, you know this from moderating the wonderful DeSantis debate, he gets hyper aggressive and focuses on one little minute detail, and he just tries to bring you down into the ditch. But everyone has been voting with their feet when it comes to California over the last couple of years. They have net population loss. People are leaving in record numbers. They also had the highest gas prices, unnecessarily highest gas tax. And so, look, there's nothing to run on except for the fact that he is very slippery and slick, and he's trying to reinvent and rebrand himself. And look, I'll talk to anybody at any time. There was a whole part, too, where I even got him to tacitly admit that President Trump is unlike any other cultural phenomenon we've ever seen. He's like, oh, yeah, I went to the Oval Office with President Trump, and I had a great time with him. I said, well, are you going to work with President Trump with ICE and Immigration and Border Patrol? And, of course, he had a slick answer to that as well. But I think there's a looming Democrat civil war happening because Gavin Newsom is realizing that if he does not come to the middle on a lot of issues and magnify some of his positions, there will be no chance for him in a general election. But President Trump has completely remade the American body politic, and you can start to see the most opportunistic Democrat of them all, Gavin Newsom, at least attempting to adjust with some of his rhetoric. We'll see if his actions follow.
I saw a clip from Steven Crowder that we're going to play right here. I agree with what Steven Crowder says right here. And you guys know I'm not the biggest fan of Crowder, but I have to agree with everything Crowder says right here about that.
First off, I love how he dismisses, goes like, oh, yeah, of course, it's an issue of fairness. Can someone bring up his
He's talking about the Gavin Newsom, people appearing on Gavin Newsom's podcast.
views like a year ago, 2 years ago, let alone his policies? He didn't hold those views. He didn't think it was an issue of fairness. Here's why we have not handled it with humility and grace. We tried that. There are only two genders, changed my mind. That's the first time that was spoken en masse. We were banned from campus. We were suspended on YouTube.
Yeah.
We were labeled transphobes. I was screamed at. We had, not to mention behind the scenes, the actual physical attempts and threats of violence for simply speaking on this issue. If people on the right if we had not been mocking mercilessly this issue of trans rights and men and women's sports, making it to be a farce, making it to appear like the insanity that it is, pointing out that it is delusional. If we had not pushed so hard, you would not see that pendulum swing.
Right.
If this entire time we were going like, well, how do we address this with grace and humility? That now permits that, oh, we just have different opinions. We do not. It is an unscientific movement. It is an evil movement straight from the depths of hell, and anyone who is enabling it is engaged in an act of enabling evil. The only reason that Newsom, right now, he goes, oh, wait, new polls? And the only reason those polls have shifted is because we went in so hard that people started waking up. It was one of those issues where people knew it, but they were scared to be labeled a transphobe until they saw enough of a chorus out there going, this is insanity. This is a man beating the shit out of a woman. This is a man setting a record. Do we actually have this conversation that men are physically more capable than women? These people are nuts. The sketches, the mockery, the clown show that it is and pointing it out is the only reason that the polls shifted enough where Gavin Newsom can now say, how do we address it with grace and humility? And any conservative who gives quarter to those people is not being genuine. They are doing a disservice. It required that because we tried doing that first.
He's on, like, I agree with what Crowder says right there. Like, Gavin Newsom, to have a conversation with someone, I think that there needs to be, I guess, understanding from both perspectives that you're going into this with some level of good faith from both sides. That doesn't exist with Gavin Newsom. His behavior has proven that. His policies have proven that. The decisions that they have made have proven that. He's not interested in good faith. He's interested in trying to manipulate and twist and try and basically slime his way into, I guess, normalizing himself. That's it. Like, a conversation is, hey, we're going to have a conversation because I want to understand your perspective. You can understand my perspective. And maybe we're not going to agree, but we're going to be honest and we're going to shake hands at the end. Everything he said, at least the clips that I saw from that Charlie Kirk thing, is just bullshit. Oh, my son's a big fan of yours. Why would you say that? There is a reason why he said that. It's not that he was just wanting to be nice. If your son was already a fan of Charlie Kirk, you would have already told Charlie Kirk that. You would have already said that. You wouldn't have waited until you guys did a podcast together. He said that on a podcast, his podcast, for a reason. And I don't know, man. So I don't think that the left has proven that they are not interested in conversations. The people that call us racist and sexist and all of this, they have proven that a conversation doesn't matter. I've done this, like I said, and it's all relative to your perspective. But like for me, when I first started the YouTube thing, not you, when I first started, but when I got traction and started to get a following, and this is, back, whatever, 2018, 2019, and I did those hater streams where I invited all of my critics, no pre-screening, no anything. If you hate me, if you have decided I'm the worst person in the world, if you hate me for my takes, my opinions, whatever, you can come onto this stream and you can challenge me. I did those. The first one was like 9 hours long. The second one was like 9 hours long. And it turned out to be, for the audience, I think the audience had a great time. I personally got to, embarrass a few people, a few idiots, but for the most part, it was people that just would not even back up half the shit that they said. And then you had a couple people that used it to manipulate their ways into our community and kind of, I guess they took screenshots of like group chats that they were in and instead of using stuff against people because these people are fucked up. So I just looked at it and said, there was no point to this. Like, nothing was accomplished. Yes, I got to embarrass a few losers who've called me all these names. We got to entertain the audience. But at what cost? It's just that, what was the point of it? So I'm not going to do those anymore. At least not to that level. But that's why, I recently had a conversation with a YouTuber that is definitely on the opposite side of the political discussion than I am. Much bigger channel than mine as well, by the way. Huge channel, like millions and millions of subscribers. And we had some back and forth and, oh, we should do this on stream. Why? Oh, man, it'd be great. I don't trust you. This is exactly what I said. I don't trust you. So I'm not bringing you on a stream. I don't really care to talk to you, and I don't need to talk to you. And I don't know why you think you need to talk to me. Your channel's 10 times bigger than mine. So we had a 3-hour fucking Discord talk, and everything just felt really loaded. And everything was coming from a place of like, do you worship Donald Trump? And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, so weird stuff. So you live and learn. So the whole point behind everything I'm saying right now is just to say that people that are going to come and talk to you in good faith, you can pretty much see that a mile away. Gavin Newsom offers no good faith. There's no good reason to sit down and have a conversation with him on a podcast, on his podcast, other than to benefit him, in my opinion. Bone Jangles says, Ford guy here. I used to cheer against number 3 my whole life. I was on a date playing pool when that happened. I laid my cue down on the table and told her, I need to take you home. Talking about Earnhardt's crash at the Daytona 500. And you have an old school mentality of like what I feel is lost in current NASCAR. And maybe it's not as bad as I think, but when I would watch NASCAR back in the day, there was pride in drivers, there was pride in manufacturers, and there were pride in sponsors. Manufacturers change a lot nowadays. Sponsors change all the time, and there's no driver that's identifiable with numbers anymore. So, back in the day, it was, if you saw a number 6, that was Mark Martin. If you saw a 24, that was Jeff Gordon. You saw a 3, that was Earnhardt. You saw an 88, that was Dale Jarrett. You saw a 2, that was Rusty Wallace. You saw a 20, that was Tony Stewart. You saw a 17, that was Matt Kenseth. There's no identity anymore with NASCAR and drivers and sponsors and things like that. None. And it's taken so much of that aspect of it. Earnhardt drove a Chevy. Mark Martin drove a Ford. Rusty Wallace drove a Ford. And so you, as a fan of those drivers, you were a fan of the manufacturer that they were with. Eventually Dodge and Toyota came into NASCAR, things like that. But anyway, I hear you on that though, man. Even people that weren't Earnhardt fans had massive respect for him. They loved him. 19 Jace says, basically all Democrats want men in woke sports. True. They voted for it too. Magnum Norris says, I know you can't admit it, but you agree with 100% of Crowder. I watch you both, and it's the same content through a different lens. MAGA Mug Club 199. I mean, you're probably right. I can't say I watch Crowder enough. The thing that turns me off from Crowder is I personally don't think Crowder is as funny as Crowder thinks he is. I think Steven Crowder tries too hard to be a comedian, and I think he's probably just better being a talking head. I think Steven Crowder is very cringy when he's trying to be funny. And he thinks he's a comedian, and that's fine. It works for him. My man's got a huge following, so more power to him. But for me personally, when I watch him, when he tries to be funny, it comes off as a try hard. It's like he's trying so hard to be funny, and it's not funny. But when he's actually making points and he's being serious about these points, it's really good. And it's almost like everybody that's on his show has to laugh at his stupid fucking jokes too. It's like it's a mandate from the team. It's like, hey, guys, when I make a joke, everybody laugh and make sure it seems funny. And it's like, it's not funny. It's not funny at all, bro. So, but his points are really good. That's my take on it anyway. Let's see. Zombieland Tallahassee had number 3 on everything he drove. I have not watched Zombieland in forever. I want to watch Zombieland again. Woody Harrelson, baby. Let me see. Temple's Music is Gay says, raise hell, praise Dale. Let's go. That's how we counted to 5 when I was growing up in Alabama. 1, 2, Earnhardt, 4, 5. That's how you counted to 5. 1, 2, Earnhardt, 4, 5. That's it right there. So, Corn Pop says, Jeremy says, bro, a lot. Me? Never. What's up, Laughing Man? Laughing Man in the chat. 1, 2, Earnhardt, 4, 5. That's the best, though. We have still maintained over 700 viewers on Rumble tonight. We've had a damn good night on Rumble. So I really do appreciate you guys and gals for hanging out with us over on Rumble tonight. Greatly appreciated. On election night, Crowder got scary drunk. They were all trying to reel him in. Really? Did that happen? You're never going to see me get drunk on a stream ever. It will never happen because I'll never be drunk because I'll never take a drink of alcohol. But, I got rated by F&T. That's why we got the bump. Did you do that, Eric? Is that what it is? Every night is a good night on Rumble. What the fuck, Jeremy? Why are you always ignoring us as a complete random? I'm never ignoring you. I've got the chat open the whole time. I see Dan the Man over there. I see Rumball over there. Clancy, Greg McMahon. All right. I always have the chats open. But Jeremy can drink, right? All right. Thanks, Eric K. I appreciate it. Jeremy always reads the chats. I try my best to keep up with the chat. I try my best. Chevy Metal says, I was racing. Let's see. I was in a racing town, Owensboro, Kentucky, home of the Waltrips, Jeremy Mayfield, the Hayden brothers, Mark, Jeff, and David Green, who was big in the Bush series. I remember all the Green brothers and my cousins. RIP number 3. Love DDC. Thank you, brother. Yeah, I know all those names. The Waltrips. I think Darrell Waltrip is the greatest sports announcer ever. Him calling NASCAR races was the best when he called it for Fox. I fucking love Darrell Waltrip calling NASCAR races. It's the best thing ever. Mike Zero Source says, Steven Crowder's show taught me the term Irish sunglasses. I mentioned this term to Beardo, and he looked more confused than an Amish electrician. Jeremy Mayfield was also, I remember Jeremy Mayfield at Pocono one year bumped Dale Earnhardt out of the way, and it was crazy. And nobody could believe it because nobody had ever done that to Earnhardt. And Jeremy Mayfield bumped Earnhardt out of the way on the last turn of the last lap and won the race. I'll never forget that. Corn Pop says, Dan the Man is gay. Tell Rumble I said that. Are you not on Rumble? Did you get banned over there, Corn Pop? What happened? I appreciate that there's still a lot of Earnhardt fans around, though. So I appreciate that. So to the Earnhardt fans or the NASCAR fans, you'll appreciate that I had a 97 Camaro Z28 LT1 6-speed. It was black, and I had the Intimidator on the front windshield, and I had a Chevy symbol in the back windshield with a number 3 in it. And this was all before he died, obviously, because it's 97. But yeah, I loved that Camaro. I loved that Camaro. So I've told the story before, but when I had my Z28, I'm not making this up. It really did hurt my confidence. But anybody who's into cars will appreciate it. I'm in my Z28. I pull up next to a V6 Camaro, and this dude was in there with his girlfriend, and he was trying to play it off, but my car was so fucking badass. And his girlfriend was sitting there, and I'm just looking over at him like, I'm about to smoke you. Like, it's about to happen, bro. And he knew what was going to happen. Like, there's no fucking way. And his 6-cylinder was going to beat my Z28. It wasn't going to fucking happen. And he knew this was going to happen. He was trying to play it off. So red light turns, I smoked him. No bullshit. A fucking Camaro SS pulls up behind me. And the Camaro SS had the LS1 engine. Probably had about 40 or 50 horsepower on me, stock, I think. And so then that Camaro gets up on side of me by the next red light, and that one smoked me. Not as bad as I smoked him, but I'm just like, fuck, you couldn't let me have it, could you? You couldn't let me have it. The car gods were like, nope, you're going to get smoked now. I was like, damn it, there's always a bigger fish. So anyway, all right, we're at the end. We're at the end of the night, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, look at there. Dersh for 50. Look at that. Says this is for Brock. Brock, the people love you. The people love you. So there we go. Hail to you. But yeah, we're at the end. I am probably going to go live tomorrow evening. It is my birthday, so I'm going to get that birthday grift. Of course, we're going to try to get the birthday grift in. So tomorrow night, I'll probably go live for a CobraCast. We'll catch up on some things and we'll BS, whatever. So I really appreciate all of you. And let's see. Hail to Rumble. Thank you guys for supporting on Rumble tonight. Thank you to everybody on YouTube. Don't forget, please go to metapcs.com if you have not. All right, go to MetaPCs. Link is in the comment section, and it's going to be in the description. But if you're looking for a new PC, you can use the promo code 199 to save on all of your purchases. And if you're looking for a laptop, you're looking for a custom build, looking for anything, they will take care of you. Veteran owned, and they've always had Geeks and Gamers back. They've always had the 199s back. So we are happy to have a bigger partnership with them now. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys have to show me whenever you do get your Meta PC. It's going to be awesome. But other than that, you guys have a great evening. Have a great weekend. And we will talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.